Hello, my name is Edwin Garcia, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm giving out my Chicago Sky Mid-Season Awards. So let's get right into it. Now, so far I've done, after every quarter of the year, I have given out basically the season awards for the Chicago Sky, based on the quarter that has happened. So we did the first quarter video a couple weeks ago, and now, believe it or not, we're already at the halfway point of the regular season for the Chicago Sky. Actually, we're one game over that because they are 9-8, so we're one game past the halfway point. There's 32 games in the season. That's 16 games are at the halfway point, and they've played 17. I really hope that math adds up. I believe it does. So we're going to talk about the mid-season awards. I'm going to give them out. And again, this is just looking at the Chicago Sky from the Chicago Sky perspective. So I'm not saying these are the MVPs of the league. I'm saying these are the MVPs, defensive players, 6 women of the year for the team. My MVP for the Chicago Sky this year so far is Kahleah Copper. Now, this surprised even myself, but the more I thought about it, the more I've watched the games, the more I've seen her play, her performance. I think she's elevated herself this year to a different status. She's just a walking bucket, so automatic, so quick, very good defensively, very good stealing the ball, disrupting defensive plays. She's been fantastic. She's averaging 13.9 points, 4.9 rebounds, and 1.6 assists per game. She's leading the team in points per game, which is amazing given all the firepower, all the offensive firepower the Chicago Sky have. And despite all the ups and downs and injuries, in the 17 games the Sky have played, she has started in every single one. So she has been a beacon of consistency, and she's really elevated her status here on the team. And I believe right now, as things stand, she is the most valuable player on the Chicago Sky. For Defensive Player of the Year, so far I'm going with Candace Parker. Again, she's leading the team in blocks, and I know she's missed a lot of games, she's missed a lot of action, but it looks like she's healthy now. She's been consistently on the court and performing well defensively, and it's just very impressive that she can, guard anyone really 1 through 5, and she's shown that. And I think she's one of those players that no matter what scheme the other team comes up with, she's not going to get played off the court. They're not going to go so small that she can't be out there. They're not going to go so big that she can't be out there. She's just, unschemable essentially on the defensive end, and she's been a leading force there, a vocal leader, a team leader, a captain, if you will. And I believe she's the best defensive player on the roster. 6th Woman of the Year. So if you watched my last video, you noticed I didn't have a 6th Woman of the Year. I struggled. There was no one who was consistently a bench player and a good bench player, but now we have one. 6th Woman of the Year, Allie Quigley. So Allie Quigley's been coming off the bench. Now she's healthy. She's playing regularly, and she's been great. She's averaging 12.2 points, 1.5 rebounds, and 1.6 assists per game. And she's doing that production given that now she has a reduced role. She normally was a starter. She was a starter before Candace Parker came in. Kind of the new roster solidified itself for 2021. And for her to come off the bench, embrace that role, excelling in that role, is quite impressive for a player with her stature in the team, in the game. So yeah, props to Allie Quigley. She's been great coming off the bench, and she's my 6th Woman of the Year. Most improved player for the Chicago Sky so far, I gotta go with Ruthie Hebert. Again, she's been a standout player in this category essentially since the first game of the season. She's come back with such a great offensive, firepower, great post moves. She's scoring more, she's rebounding more assists, more minutes, more production. Everything's up from her rookie year. And I know she had a rough rookie season, but again, it just shows how much she's improved going overseas and getting better, and how much she's improved playing in the WNBA. She's really excelling here in her second season. And to me, it's clear she's the most improved player. She's probably the player who we haven't seen what her ceiling is, and she's probably the biggest gap between where she's at now and where she can be in 2, 3, 4 years down the road. That's Ruthie Hebert. She just continues to improve, and for a team with the championship aspirations the Sky have, having a player like Ruthie Hebert who's just growing and growing and growing is such a positive, is such a useful asset. And for me, she's definitely the most improved player this year. And finally, in our peak performers category, again, peak performers is just the stats and who's leading the team in points, rebounds, and assists. So here are the peak performers for the Chicago Sky so far. The Chicago Sky's peak performer in points is Kahleah Copper with 13.9 points per game. The Chicago Sky's peak performer in assists is Courtney Vandersloot with 8.9 assists per game. And the Chicago Sky's peak performer in the rebounding category is Candace Parker with 8.3 rebounds per game. Alright, that's it for today's video. Let me know in the comments below if you agree with all my selections. Is there someone you would have put instead as 6th Woman or MVP or defensive player? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to have a conversation with all of you on these awards. And if you've liked the video and if you've made it this far, please make sure you're subscribed. I'll see you in the next video.